Hey everybody, welcome back to Every Day We Fight. This feels weird to say that, to be honest. We are approaching our first main mission outside of the tutorial, and we got to clear this hotel of rifters. We're trying to find a device or parts for a device to build something that will get us past those blockers that we ran into at the end of the tutorial. So let's go in here. We've got bandages galore. We've got one grenade. I'm actually gonna drop this and swap it with Dylan. One thing we're uncertain of is like whether picking up an item on the ground should swap like your first slot item or something. I feel like that would maybe be a nice to have, but let me know what your thoughts are.
Frequency resonator. We should make sure there's no rifts standing first. That's close.
Okay.
Too close.
So, couple of things that we will try and do here. First of all, not getting spotted would be sweet.
No closer, okay?
Now, one thing that we've done is when you're in cover with your active character, the other ones, the passive characters that are just following, will not trigger them. Now, if you split them up, that's different. So if I start switching to here now, that starts to activate. Maybe what we'll do is, just for a little bit of fun, we'll try and experiment with our positioning a little bit here.
Nice and easy.
Dylan will stay, Dylan will stay there until we ask him not to. So once you put somebody into cover, it automatically takes them out of the party. And you can freely move around to the others. Okay, so we got a guardian up here. He's going to be the most challenging to deal with, so let's start going.
We're off.
And he's gone.
There's more where that came from.
Let's take this guy. Easy peasy. This opening group. Almost gone. I should have just taken the extra shot, but I'm being cheap, you know, with my AP.
We got more coming.
Another thing that that we're kind of tweaking and constantly working on is when we're in that slow motion thing, switching guns we feel should be a little bit faster. It's just kind of hard to figure out the best way of doing that, but certainly we want you to be able to switch guns to take advantage of when they're running a little bit more. Now, if I overwatch here, this could be a bit ballsy, and I'll show you why, because I know what's coming in here.
It isn't Cork! They brought grenadiers! Watch for the bombs!
Grenadiers are a problem. This is, these guys present a lot of concerns. They're heavily armored, obviously. They, oof, that's... You know what? I might just eat this shot. He probably used a lot of AP getting here. I'm gonna ignore this. I'm okay with that. I'm not pumped about it, but I'm okay with it. This is the problem. They have grenades, and so you have to be very cautious about when you're gonna scramble. Go, go, go. Because when these guys are on the field, it makes sense to try your best to save it for their grenades. Now, they're really all over Leo there. Now, thankfully, we switched our grenade over to Dylan. And the reason I switched it to Dylan, I didn't really explain my thought process there, but he's usually closer range for me. I usually like having him with the shotgun and his proximity punch stuff. Because they both set these, I have a pretty good grenade toss here. I can get rid of a ton of armor. And I don't know if you guys recall, I made a video kind of announcing the game, but we took some of your feedback about how to potentially cancel some of these overwatches, and we got to get them into an injured status, which might be a little tough here. I could probably get one into injured status, and I'm going to take this far guy. Now, another thing that's pretty cool, we've got this like dynamic zoom in, hold breath situation going on. And if you pay attention to the bottom left, the longer you hold it, the more it drains your AP, and it'll drain up to 3. But you can let go and you can get that all back. In the early days of development, we didn't have that. Every time you held your breath, it was 3 AP gone. And you could just like tap this and you're like just out of AP. So we're like, that feels terrible. But the other nice thing that this does is it lets you shoot on the way in, so you don't have to hold it all the way. But in the future, we're considering adding a stepped version. So if you do just tap it, you can just zoom in like 1 AP, 2 AP, 3 AP sort of thing. And there's pros and cons to both. But anyways, helmet's destroyed. He took a lot of damage there, canceled the Overwatch, which is exactly what we want. The reason I'm less afraid of this Overwatch is because I've got the high ground here, and the high ground is really good defensively in our game, like very good. It's actually borderline OP because everything's working on line of sight. If I start running away from him, it's going to be extremely hard for him to hit me. And that's what I'm going to do, in fact, is just back up a little bit. I didn't actually even trigger it because he doesn't have that line of sight at all. So what I'll do is maybe pop over to here. And then we're going to finish this.
Shithead down.
Shithead down. Yep. Yep, 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 yep.
You're looking good.
Leo is a man of high intelligence.
That's for the ones we lost.
Now the question is, do I want to donate here and maybe have Dylan run up instead? I think maybe I do. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Be strong.
I feel like I can get a nice little shotgun blast here. Oh, he still actually has all of his head armor, so he took some damage. It's not bad. Now, what I'm going to plan for is that Dylan here is going to use his proximity punch that we unlocked to take out that grenadier.
Wait, you going, idiot.
Boom. Now, the problem with this is that this enemy over here, this engineer, may just run in here and pop Dylan a whole bunch. Okay, he's taken the long way, so he might not have a ton of shots, and he whiffed. That's okay. Too bad for him. Should I feel bad? Well, I'm not going to, so absolutely not. I guess we just use Dylan for this too. Here's something I do want to show you guys, and I think this is a little bit of a pro tip. Our punch here is 5 AP, and we do have a certain range on it. But like, for example, if I go here, I'm going to spend 2 AP, so I'm at 19. This punch it doesn't cost you extra AP for the movement. It's sort of built in there, but you get a lot of mobility out of using this punch.
You want to see this?
This is separate and apart from his proximity punch, obviously.
More coming in. More to kill.
And we are now not done. Now, you're noticing some stuff drop around here. Looks like it's a little bit of scrap. One thing that we'd like to do in a future update is be able to highlight this with your mouse and just tell you what it is. Because at a glance, like, you can sort of see this one says bandages, which is good, but these ones don't show as scrap. And we just want you all of them to show like, hey, that's what the thing is. Do you want to run for it? Do you want to go for that? Okay, let's create some space here. Vivian, let's run. How far could you get? Let's go down here. And then we'll go ahead and put Dylan maybe just over here for now. We'll carry over a bunch of AP. I don't really want to overwatch this for the same reasons as before. So do I need to, I can do some reloads here. Let's do that. Okay. 1 grenadier, 2 guardians, and an engineer. Now recently,
No!
I'm actually just gonna pop back here. That's rough. That's a tough one. Recently we buffed the sniper rifle damage, like right before release. And I talked about this a little bit in the first video,
What are you
but
thinking, Riff?
you know what? I'm not going to take this because I don't want to be standing in the open and not have my reflex. I'm fine with this. We're going to... Oh, God, he crit. That's rough. With a grenadier out there, you just got to be so cautious. And there it is, okay? Oh, that's weird. New bug. New bug. It's registering her position as over here. Interesting. Very weird. That happens. I'll share that with the team. It's actually one I have not seen before. Now she's about to get popped. Yikes! Okay, we do have some optional objectives here as well. Now, kill 3 rifters with the hailstorm. We've done 2 of 3. Limit the thorns getting down to under 3 times. So far, we're doing okay there. And what are these for? Well, that applies to these keys up here that we haven't talked about yet. So you got bronze keys, silver keys, and gold keys. You get a bronze for completing the main objective. You get silver if you complete an additional challenge, and you get a gold if you complete both challenges and the main objective. So pretty cool stuff. I would like to get another kill with the hailstorm here if possible. So maybe what I'll do, I'm gonna have 4 shots from here. I'm pretty comfortable with that. And then I don't hate this positioning. I should be healing. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough. Okay, I think this might be a good time. I'm not actually in the cover here.
There.
This might be a good time for her hologram. I just feel like we're getting a little bit out of sorts. Now, the hologram it's pretty strong.
This'll throw him off for a bit.
And what we'd like to do in the future is have this hologram actually take cover. I think it would make it, A, more interesting, and B, more realistic, if that makes sense. Like, I think it would be sweet to be able to target a cover spot, and then they're just in there, so they also get the benefits of cover, right? I think it would be nice to have. Okay, I'm gonna heal here. That only leaves me with 3 AP. Dylan, we're gonna kill this guy. Toodles.
Your fight is over.
This Guardian might be a problem. How far can we get here? Might try to run you into this spot so we can get up close to those other guys. I feel like that Grenadier, if he comes around and fully blasts that hologram, he can probably take it out. So I gotta be a little bit cautious. The hologram does have a taunting effect. I'm gonna go here so that if this guy comes around to start shooting me, I've got a reflex action to pull behind this side. And then I kind of want to do something similar with Viv. We're gonna go here. Now notice, like, I'm not in cover. I'm in cover with him, but the other guys, I've left myself exposed, and she's not in the cover at all. So let's see what they end up doing here. Okay, that sounds like a reload. So in the back of your mind, like, one thing that helps me, and there it is. Now, if I run past this window, potentially he shoots me through that. If I go here, it's a little bit better. But then, if things backfire... Oh, he still got one, you dirty rascal. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he didn't do anything. Questionable Grenadier. He wanted his buddy, the Guardian, to handle it, I suppose. But, hey, we'll take that. And the hologram did survive that volley, so not too bad there. Let's see if now I can get this kill. Absolutely. Now, these guys will drop their guns from time to time.
Yeah, this one.
And
nice.
These are like... We get to just use the Rifter weapons, which is pretty fun, pretty cool. I still think we could buff these to be a little bit stronger than they are. I'd like these to feel like really worth picking up, because once they're out of ammo, they're useless. And I just think that that would be a little bit more fun. Now, if I take this shot from here, well, I can't because I'm suppressed. Let's just keep moving for now. Dylan, let's heal up. So we got the first objective done. We haven't been downed. So far, so good. I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to chase after Vivian, so I might try and get Dylan somewhat over here. And Leo's out of AP. I'm actually just going to completely break line of sight here. Vivian, same thing. Let's just hide. And this is fine. Okay. Hologram's gone. Admittedly, I'm not sure what the Grenadier did there, but I'll take it. Anytime the Grenadier messes up, I'm like, sure. He's a big dumb idiot. Oh, you know what? Okay. He's assuming I'm going to try to come in that door. Little does he know, I'm not going to be doing that. Surprise! Helmet's gone. Little bit of head damage there. Another thing I'd like to get in here at some point is waypoints. So if I hold control, I can like set the actual path for avoiding things like this, right? If I wanted to get in here, I could just come here, queue that up, and then go to this spot sort of thing. I actually don't have any ammo. Fun times. And now if I come in, I'm not going to have a shot. I don't love this. But I will take a little pot shot here. These Grenadiers have a sort of, oh, I might be able to get them. I'm like just a bee's dick short of killing them. Literally, I think we're at 1 AP there. 2. Wow. I could donate and finish him. I kind of want to show you his finishing move, though. I hope he does it. Okay, I don't see the guy below anymore either. Let me see if I can get a view here. Okay, he's just back there. We got so much stuff in here, it's hard to get a shot on him right now. Okay, well, fair enough. Now I got eyes on him. Let's go ahead and reload. Now, if he goes for Dylan, we could proximity punch. If he goes for Vivian, hopefully we can scramble. But let's see if he does his finisher move here. Yeah, he's doing it. He does this sort of like kamikaze move when he gets to lower health, where he runs right up and drops a grenade to finish everybody off. And I just love it. I think that's so fun. This Overwatch, definitely a bug. Shouldn't be overwatching through the wall there, but AI is hard, man. Extremely hard. Okay. Oh my? Okay, good. I got a couple of those. That was not exceptional. But I can probably finish him here. Sweet, we'll take that. So we got an achievement for earning a gold tier Thorn stash key. So we actually get each of them. It's not, you don't just get the gold, you get each of them, which is huge. Because when we go to the Thorn stash, which is coming up next, we can open up all the chests, right? This little combat zone complete screen, I'm pretty happy with this. It shows us what the loadout was for each character. Or what we ended up with, I should say. Shows your character stats for each one, total XP, total damage taken, number of kills, right? And then the items unlocked. These things already are unlocked, so we probably don't need to list those there, but like the Mangler, sure. The alien weapons will not show up in your random drops at the beginning of runs, but this is more to say like, hey, you've seen these items, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and then this gives us some overall squad stats, which is cool.
Okay, let's get the resonator and get out before any more rifts show up.
All right, so we've got some skills. We're going to go and pick up some of our stuff that was on the ground. Leo, we're going to do this. Get him healed up. So this guy dropped a thumper. Now, we have enough slots on each character to have one optional rifter weapon in addition to their primary and secondary. We felt like it was pretty unfun to switch your primary weapon or secondary weapon for a temporary use rifter weapon. So that's how we've come up with that. Now, this is extremely strong. This Dust in the Wind drops a smoke around him when he does his proximity punch. And the reason that we came up with this is because a lot of times when you're doing a proximity punch, you're going to just end up standing in the middle of nowhere, which, you know, is kind of not great for you. We have had some discussions around how to possibly remedy that by giving 1 or 2 or 3 extra AP after a proximity punch so that you could then do the punch and get into cover somewhere. But that might even be too strong because proximity punch is already so impressively strong because it knocks enemies out. So the other option is going with internal hemorrhage, where you'll inflict the bleeding status effect and they're going to take damage over time. This one's also really nice because, yes, I have a lot of bandages right now, but bandages are pretty expensive to craft early on. And having his health increased by 50 HP every time he does one isn't too terrible. But I am gonna show you what I think is a pretty ideal build and go for Dust in the Wind here. Leo's Donate, we have a couple of extra options here. So we've got Enabling Healer, where he's gonna also heal the Thorn that he donates to. Cleansing Effect will get rid of any negative status effects, so injured status, suppression, stuff like that. Actually, I don't think injured is included there because that's purely based on health, but suppression, burning, bleeding, all that kind of stuff. This one's pretty cool, damage control. So when you donate with Leo, the targeted Thorn's weapon damage output is increased by 25% for 2 turns. Anything that inflicts the weapon damage status effect can stack until plus 150%. So if you pay attention to different damage stacking skills and you start putting those together, people can do a ton of damage. Each time a stack is applied or reapplied at max stacks, the effect's duration resets to 2 more turns. So I'm going to go ahead and take this because we're going to run into some stronger enemies soon. For Vivian, it's a couple of things that we can do with the hologram. Retaliation Shock inflicts the electrified status effect, which we'll talk about when it happens. Combustive Decoy, it drops this ignitable oil surface, and then if you have like a Molotov or what have you, you could light that on fire. But when the hologram is destroyed, it sets it on fire, so that's pretty fun. And Delusional Fear, it inflicts rifters within a 4-meter radius with a suppressed status effect, so their guns are going to cost a little bit more to fire. I'm going to go into the health insurance with her for now, and the reason I'm doing that is because I really want to get to this protective layer because she's going to unlock a shield, which is like very, very strong. And then, depending on how things go, you could respec her, you could refund the skills if you want. You could have her be the shotgun user, right? So like she could go in there and just be tanking all these things with her shield, and then there's some cool buffs to the shield and stuff. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do for now. Let's investigate this frequency resonator. This is a device that enemies use to emit a particular frequency capable of destroying Elixium incrustations that build up their harvester machines. You guys haven't seen a harvester machine yet, but they are freaking cool. And the first level that we ever built in Everyday We Fight is at this harvester fight. And I'm like so happy with that objective. I think it's super fun to play, and we will get there eventually.
This is what we came for, right?
Yep, now let's get the hell out of here.
Wait a second. This key, it has our emblem on it. The Thorn. It's a Thorn key.
Great, give it here.
Why am I giving it to you? It's a key to what?
Could be for a safe house. We set them up all over.
You mean a stash? With weapons and supplies? Why didn't you tell me?
We just did.
We didn't know we could trust you.
Still don't, if I'm being honest.
And is there one nearby?
Let's get over to it and restock while we can. We won't last long with what we got on us.
Okay, so we've got our Thorn stash key to unlock these secret supply stashes. Now, one thing that I'd like to
You think the
improve is our
rifters are some
waypoint
kind of
system here.
hive organism?
Like bees, with queens and drones and workers and stuff.
How'd you figure that?
They seem to have different roles, especially Karg.
Yeah, he speaks our language. Maybe he's some kind of brain.
I'll give him an algebra test. Let you know how he does.
Maybe you'll get your chance soon.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't know if you guys picked up on it either, but we did hear Vivian and Leo say, hey, Dylan, we didn't know if we could trust you, so we didn't tell you everything that we know. And that's because Dylan is part of the other side in this ongoing war that's been happening. And now that the Rifters have come, it's kind of like everybody needs to band together and like defend, because if you don't band together against the Rifters, you're going to be absolutely toast. And it's kind of an interesting dynamic between the three of them, because Dylan is a little bit on the outs compared to Vivian and Leo, of course. But over time, we'll see how that goes, you know? Okay, now up here, we may or may not... Oh, I've got some scrap there. We may or may not run into an optional fight. So this is a section that can have a fight, might not have a fight. But let's see if we got one. And this can actually be quite difficult. We got one. Okay. So let's just take a look here at what we're dealing with.
Need to be careful.
So we've got an engineer. We have a grenadier. Let's go up top here real quick. I don't know if we should take this. It could be risky.
Oh, too close.
3 grenadiers scares the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Because we're also really tight in this spot. And there's the 3rd. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I'm going to approach this from another side. Our heat level, you can see, has increased just a little bit from that previous fight. So nothing too crazy there. The heat level, again, as it increases, you get more and stronger enemies. And, like, I don't know if you guys are interested in hearing the technical background of some of this stuff, but, like, the way that we have enemy spawns set up is we've got this weighted pool system, and each enemy has a certain weighting associated with it. And depending on your heat level and depending on your progress in the game, those pools are set for the individual encounters, and then the game will just kind of pull from there with certain priorities around different enemy types. It'll pull from there and like fill out the number of the pool that you need. So that's pretty fun. Oh, you see that? That's not bad. I don't love that we don't have a bigger enemy there. And like, oh, fighting 3 grenadiers here feels like extreme. You know what? This is extremely risky.
Back off.
This is extremely risky. So we're gonna play a little game of every day we hide in the bush here. And we're going to come back to this once we're a little bit stronger.
I remember this market, but it seems so strange now.
What does?
The idea that you could just buy what you wanted.
I barely remember life before the conflict, let alone the Rift invasion.
If I close my eyes here for a second, I almost feel normal.
Beautiful.
Can't tell if I knew these people.
No, it's not them.
Who'd you think it was?
My wife.
Ooh.
At one angle, I thought I saw...
Your wife.
So fucking funny.
Just trying to imagine who'd tell you. I do.
My ex-wife and kids.
Well, you never talk about them.
When did you see them last?
Last fall, I took them to the circus. Next week, front door was unlocked. Place was empty. No forwarding address.
Like, holy shit, Vivian's just a savage. Ex-wife, who would say I do to you? It's like, harsh, man. Pretty harsh. But as you can tell, like, just exploring the city, just put Dylan into level 3 there. These guys are both 400-ish away from leveling, so it's definitely worth your time to explore. And we've done, I think, a pretty good job of making sure that the characters also have some banter. There's some good lore for you to find. There's some backstories to develop. over time so that you're not just wandering around in complete silence. I think we've done a pretty good job with that.
A usable manhole. Good to know.
Okay. So I just want to see. Let's check this.
The Elixium crust is blocking our way across. I guess we're on this side of the canal for now.
Now, we haven't talked about...
Want to know what I think it is? Elixium?
Nope, I don't care.
What if Elixium was created in a lab?
Oh, sure. We scientists made it in a test tube, then hid it in inconveniently deep mines.
Yeah. Sounds stupid now that I say it out loud.
At least he admits it. One of the things we haven't talked about yet is this Codex. So we've got some backstories on each of the characters here. And we've got information about each of the enemies that you run into, with some potentially strategic information here. I'd like to develop this part a little bit more, but yeah, this is Karg, so a Rifter unlike any other the Thorns have encountered before. Karg's armor weaponry is far more advanced, making this foe the most deadly threat that they ever faced. Now, as you probably guessed from the tutorial, we took Karg down pretty easily, and that's because it's the tutorial. Here's all the different weapons that you find, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of other ones that we're going to eventually get access to. Here are the weapon mods. We have found exactly 0, but there's a lot. Gear-wise, frag grenades, bandages. Locations, all of these ones, and there's tons of lore here that our writers have put pretty solid effort into. Here's different discoveries that we found, the Dr. Faber article, and you can like read this in detail if you want. The Cannon Monument, like, you know, all of this stuff, and I think a lot of people are into this, so please go through this on your own, and feel free to like pause as I've gone through these to read them for yourself. And then any tutorials that you may have missed are in here as well. And we've got the associated like screenshot or video playing, so that if there was something that you missed, you can come in here and just check things out. Here's all of the different status effects. So if you want to read through those, feel free. But I think this is very, very helpful, especially if this is your first time playing a tactics game. I think because we're doing a lot of different types of mechanics, it can be a little bit overwhelming, right? Some of these things, like getting back into the body armor, you can see, oh, now it's weak to sniper rifles and revolvers. Haven't seen revolvers yet, so that's a bit of a spoiler. Shielded rifters, these are weaker to shotguns at close range and explosions. The armor itself is pretty weak to explosions as well, but anyways, that's a topic for a different day, I suppose. Okay, I was just seeing if it was possible that we could get these guys to the next level, but we'll go inside. We'll probably get some XP just for exploring this little Thorn stash. Why don't I go ahead and pick something for Dylan here? So now if we branch off here, we could go, when Dylan kills an enemy with a proximity punch, the closest rifter within line of sight becomes blinded by smoke. It's pretty baller. And secondhand smoke, when Dylan causes his allies to be blinded by smoke, his health is restored by 25 HP. It's kind of an interesting one to play around with. Let me know what you guys think. I'm wondering if I go into the 50 HP heal here, or maybe I grab a taunt. That might be okay, because we can eat an enemy's reflex action with this. That's one of the nice benefits, is that, yes, it gets them to focus their attention, but consuming that reflex action is sick. I could also just tank him up a little bit. I could just tank him up. And I think I'm going to do that, actually. We're going to tank him up. So now he branches into smoke screen. So for his regular punch, not proximity, he can also deploy a smoke. Here, when Dylan causes an explosion, the damage inflicted on anyone within the blast radius is increased by 25%. This means shooting a canister, throwing a grenade, whatever. And moving target, this is sweet. So the default scramble distance is 7 meters, but now he gets an extra 3. So he's like almost doubling his scramble distance, which is, as you can imagine, pretty strong. Okay. Let's go inside. This is a little Easter egg for Splattercat, who made a video on our game like over 2 years ago. He's a great YouTuber, covers indie games, and his video did so well, got so many eyes on the project that we're like super grateful. And so we threw this in here for him. A little collar from a frozen cat. Someone named their cat Splatter? That's odd. You guys get it, right? Do you get it?
This cat if I could, but I can't. so it won't.
Love that. Now, you're probably wondering...
Wine or beer?
Wine?
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Can't stand cats.
Chunky or creamy?
Chunky, definitely.
Stripes or solids?
Oh, come on.
My way or the highway?
No, that's not funny, Leo. That one's not funny. You're probably wondering, like, oh, there's some stuff back there. How do we get there? Well, figure it out. Some of these rooms are little puzzles that you need to solve, or little... No, they're not. I don't know if puzzle is the right word, but there's definitely just some, like, intriguing navigation. If you run across these padlocks, you just shoot them off. And then we've got another little situation in here. So if I were to drop down, you could see we're back in this area, right? But over here, actually, like, spoiler alert, that's where all the stashes are. So you can see the chests glowing there. You're gonna get there if you just follow the lead here. This building is pretty straightforward. Let's do their skills. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this shield. Now, we do have her built as a sniper right now. Maybe that's not the best thing. The thing about the reason I'm not going into kill assist yet is I would like to find an attachment for her that gives her the ability to have 2 bullets in the sniper rifle. Because then this is almost always available, or it's available a lot more often. I could just do a reduction in her teleporter cooldown, but that's a spoiler because we don't have that yet. When she performs a punch, the targeted rifter is inflicted with the electrified status effect. I don't know if I want to do that either. I think what we'll do is... Let's do delusional fear. So I can throw this thing really close to an enemy, and then they'll be suppressed, which means hopefully they can't kill it as quick. So in a way, that's like buffing the survivability. Now what I can do is, because we're giving extra damage here, we can go into one of these options. So when he donates AP, he loses 25 HP, but the damage output of his weapons is increased by 25% for 2 turns. And then it talks about the same stacking there. And when Leo donates AP to a Thorn, they're awarded an additional 5 AP at no extra cost. I feel like the balancing of this, we need to do a better job, because this just feels much better. Health is at a premium here. And it's also costing us 10 AP to do the donate. So we're lower AP, but the damage is higher. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll take this one. And you can see, because it's got that little circle, we add a circle down here. I would also like to make these just a little bit more thematic instead of just like circle, circle. But yeah, I think it gets the job done. Anyways, that's where we're at now.
Check out the door. Thorn's was here.
It's one of our stashes. Good thing we have a key.
Not so
we
good.
spell good.
Buddy, we got the key off of.
Rest in peace, mate.
Let's restock. We don't know what's waiting for us in Faber Labs.
That is true. Okay. Let's drop down here. New discovery, new XP, happy to have it. Thorn stashes. So these can replenish inventory items with the crafting bench, change weapons, and gather different mods. Items are contained within 3 tiered loot chests, the bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze are basic, silver and gold are better, obviously. Here's how you access the different items. The heat level rewards for earning keys at a higher heat level gets better rewards from these chests. And here's how you do item crafting. It says you can craft up to 3 items at a time. Because...
Guess we inherited a workbench. That'll be handy for crafting stuff.
So that's explaining that when you find items, they get added to your loot tables that can show up as drops in the base. So now we can start crafting stuff. Now we recently decreased the cost of bandages and frag grenades. I feel like bandages is probably in the right spot. I feel like frags probably need to be a little bit higher. But also, just so you can see, here's a whole bunch of stuff that you can... A, buy or craft, and B, unlock, so they become available in the future. So tons of stuff there. We'll see if we buy any, because we're gonna get a bunch of things. So let's see. Okay, well, Tarragonian muzzle. Let's see. Do we want that on here? So it's reduced recoil, max damage range, damage drop-off range. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for an automatic weapon. We got some scrap here, some scrap, and then another shotgun. We'll see if we want to take that. We got a long haul there, hailstorm mag. Let's go ahead and take that. So now we've got 40 shots in this gun. So pretty significant changes. We've got a scope here and a stingray mag. So your stingray is your pistol. I'll maybe switch. I'll give this to Dylan. And I guess I have to equip it. Let's put this on here. I would like that to equip automatically. It just didn't because this was not equipped in our active slot. But if it's something you pick up with the character and they have that gun on them in any way, I think we should keep it or automatically equip it. And then we've got a Tarragonian scope here. So now our hold breath zoom is 25% and our overwatch angle is increased by 50%. There's two good ways to use this. Like, our hold breath zoom with the sniper rifle is already pretty good. I think what I'm actually going to do is we are going to unequip this. And we're going to put the scope on the shotgun so that when I zoom in with this, I can, like, the shotgun reticle is quite large and I want to be able to pinpoint where I'm shooting this. And then back here, we got the gold key. What else do we got? So some more bandages, which I don't hate. I don't hate. Occasion muzzle. Let's see here. Another thing I'd like to have happen is when we're hovering on this item, I'd like for its stats to come up and tell you what it does. I just think that would be helpful. So max damage range is increased by 50%. Damage drop-off range increased by 50% and reduced recoil by 11%. Again, I don't know if that's something we want on that weapon, to be fair. I'm going to unequip that, and I'm just going to try to buff the shotgun. So now I can hit from further. I can zoom in closer. As you can tell, I'm very pro shotgun. Very pro shotgun. And then we'll put the scope here. So we got duplicates, and now they can both benefit from it. I think that's fine. Because if I am really far away, I can still get a really accurate shot there. So we've got 2 long hauls and a shotgun. I honestly am tempted to go double shotguns here. I think that the shotguns are very strong, but I will resist temptation. And I will stick with what I've got for variety. Okay? I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and craft a frag grenade here. I just realized maybe what I should have done is looked at some of these other options. I should have went long haul mag. I'm 10 short. I'm 10 short. So maybe, let's see here. I can scrap something. I'm gonna scrap this. Okay, I don't need the extra ammo capacity on this very much. So I'm going to get rid of that. And this is a very, very good way to earn scrap. It's just getting rid of other attachments that you don't want. So long haul mag. I'm going to take this. Honestly, I feel like the long haul mag should be a little bit more expensive. But then what you do is you go over here and you grab the items. So don't forget to do that. And we're doing that for like technical reasons, to be totally honest with you. So you can only craft 3 things at a time, but pick them up and then you can craft more. So, all right, we are good to go. So now we need to return to the sewers via any manhole, and conveniently we've placed one outside for you. So let's get going. This long haul mag is going to make things so much better for us.
Our hideout, I can figure out how to use this resonator.
Then we can get into Faber Labs. Hey, how'd you end up working for Dr. Faber anyway?
I liked science in high school. It's logical. There's a right answer.
I was garbage in science. You must be smart. No offense intended.
Well, we should all been smart enough to see the rifters coming.
They didn't teach interdimensional physics at my high school.
That's 'cause they want to keep us dumb.
Another tinfoil hat conspiracy from Leo. Another thing I'd like your opinions on, and please like sound off on this stuff, but when we have dialogue going, we prohibit you from interacting with anything else because we don't have an elegant way of like stopping that dialogue, and then it kind of feels bad if a dialogue is happening and you start something else because they won't return to the previous dialogue. So the way that we have it is like when dialogue is happening like that, you can't interact with other stuff. But I also feel like some players, that might be frustrating. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Okay, we're gonna return to the sewers.
I was able to duplicate the design. Each of us can have a resonator dart gun.
You know, I never used to like guns.
Well, I appreciate you putting aside your harsh feelings about them.
Yeah, nah. All for guns and guns for all.
Let's get back to the island and try these babies out.
There we go. Now all those blue Elixium blockers we can deal with. But also, and this is something we don't explain, in combat,
Nice
you can
and
use them.
quiet here. Not sure why.
I don't think it'll stay quite long. Not where we're headed.
I hope these babies do work. Let's blow up some incrustations.
Age before beauty.
That how you think of me? Old?
Yes.
And cranky.
Dylan. Okay, buddy. Yeah, okay. So now you've got this new ability in the middle and brings up the dart gun, and you can get rid of those incrustations. So let's show you how that works.
Beauty before age.
And notice, because we started running with Vivian, Vivian did the call out like, oh yeah, I said you were going to go first, but I'm going to go.
Try these darts.
Have a little faith, Leo.
There's just a lot of little things like that I think add to the world building.
Nice.
We also, I should have pointed out at the beginning, but we
I hope Dr.
already
Faber's
put
in there
a big
somewhere.
patch in here.
I hope she's all right.
We got a lot of feedback.
You have a crush on her?
She's crazy smart. She sees things from an angle you didn't even know existed.
I thought she was blind.
We found a lot of, we got a lot of feedback from you guys on the first day, just like some specific crashes that were happening, things that we hadn't encountered before. But once it goes out to people, like, you know, you could play test with, 10 people for a year. But then when it goes out into the public, like exponentially the amount of eyes on it start multiplying, and then you got like different PC configurations and stuff. So we've already done our first patch, minor patch to fix like some performance stuff. But yeah, we're very, very quick to turn around feedback, especially if it's, crash related or bugs, right? And we've got a roadmap for what we have planned, so feel free to check that out. But we'll pause here because we've got a big fight coming up. And you'll notice, oh, the heat level's maxed. How'd that happen? That's because this fight is really tough. And so we just max out your heat level. And if you're able to succeed, well, good luck. I'm going to try my best to succeed and not let you guys down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a good time. I'll have links down below for you to check this out on your own. If you do buy it, or if you have bought it and you're playing it, if you could leave a positive Steam review for us, that helps so much with the Steam algorithm. And obviously, we'd love to get this game into the hands of as many people as possible, because we believe we're doing something pretty fun here. It's not perfect, but I'm very proud of like what we've done to this point, and we hope it gets better and better throughout the period of early access. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.